Shut up!
Shut up, fuck faces. It's December, man.
Fuck yeah,
Fucking
December.
Winter is
2nd.
here. Winter has come. And I'd like to get my opinion out right away. I don't like Hitler.
You don't like Hitler?
Nah, Hitler's not my guy.
Yeah, but what about the good things he did?
Well,
they only tell you about the bad things.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the whole Alex Jones Kanye mess yesterday.
No.
Oh my God, this is news to you? Mm-hmm. The greatest interview ever happened yesterday. I don't know if you got to see it.
I didn't get to see any of it.
Make sure you guys Google old Alex Jones, Kanye West, Yee, or whatever the fuck he calls himself these days.
Just Yee.
Yeah, just Yee. He showed up looking awesome as always. Let me show you what he looked like right off the bat. There's his outfit. He's completely covered. He
covered his face?
Yeah, he's covered his face. He's wearing, I'm guessing, I don't even know what, is that a ski outfit?
Looks like a motorcycle biker jacket.
Yeah, maybe a biker jacket for a really fat guy.
That's what it looks like.
Because I don't think Kanye is that fat. And he brought the Holy Bible with him, though, because you got to make sure you come with the Bible.
Is he trying to look buffed?
I don't know what he's going for, besides he's fucking nuts, dude.
He's crazy.
He's crazy. Yeah. He went on a big rant of how much he loved Hitler. And
he did not.
Yes. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. And even Alex Jones is like, well, I don't like the Nazis, We don't like Nazis. And then Kanye would be like, well, I like Hitler. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Did he like Hitler because he was powerful and...
He doesn't ever really give much of a reason. He does at one point.
Or does he not like Jews?
Well, he definitely don't like Jews. I mean, we all know that. That's Kanye's thing.
Yeah, but can you go on a fucking interview and say that you're happy that 6 to 9 million of them got killed?
That's not real. He also said the Holocaust wasn't real.
Oh.
Because he's a smart man.
So the mountains of bones that they found in every one of those concentration camps, natural causes.
I don't know if he said it wasn't real per se, is that the 6 million number was wrong or some shit like that.
6 million is the low number.
Yeah, he's an idiot. The good part is, though, is that he looks awesome while he's doing this. He has that cool mask on, and he don't make a goddamn bit of sense. At one point, he said that Hitler invented the microphone in highways. And, no.
What if it wasn't him under there?
Here's the thing. Hitler did not invent highways, nor did he invent the microphone.
No, I'm sure he invented neither.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about, you crazy person?
He's insane.
He was the only person to ever go on Alex Jones and make Alex Jones look like the sane person.
Really?
You left that interview going, well, out of the 3 people on stage, I think I like Alex Jones the most.
Yeah.
He's the most normal up there, because the other guy he brought is his new Nazi buddy that he brings around everywhere. Something Fuentes, this young white boy who's a white nationalist.
He's a white nationalist with a Hispanic surname?
He does have a Hispanic surname, and I thought the same thing, and I'd look into it, but I don't want to give that guy any kind of fucking thought of my mind, so I kept away from him. It was kind of funny, though, because he Kanye would say some stupid shit, and then throw out a couple buzzwords and say he likes Nazis, and then throw it over to his buddy, who was obviously a lot more well-educated on how to be an asshole.
Right.
And would then go on in his big spiel about how Jesus is great and Trump's great and, fucking the Jews suck.
You know what? We were talking about all this shit last week, and I'm not going to get into politics much at all, but we said, the Trump thing is done. Everybody's done with it. I don't think they are. And I personally, I'm going to say right now, I think he beats DeSantis.
I don't think Kanye's out there helping him. When you're saying you're his best buddy and also in the second breath going like, I love Hitler.
But what about the fucking...
I love Hitler.
Seriously, what about that percentage of crazy black people that think Kanye's God?
I think it's getting further and further down. Like, there are certain justifications they could do when he's just saying the Jews are running Hollywood, because that's a thought that everybody has, but no one really says out loud kind of thing. But
Trump gets some black vote.
No, I get it. But at the same time, the Hitler thing might be a little too much. When you start, because Hitler didn't just kill Jews.
No, he killed anybody that wasn't them.
Hitler wouldn't have liked Kanye.
He killed his own people.
You know what I mean? He didn't think well of the black man.
No.
And I don't think Hitler and Kanye are fucking sharing a tea out back or anything. So.
Oh, no. Hitler was all about the master race, the white race.
It's like
you had to be 100% white.
Our brown friend that we've recently learned is a Trumper. And you're just like, wait a second here. He would kick you out of the country so quick. He'd call you a terrorist even though you're not Arab at all, but he would think you were because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And you'd be gone, and you like that guy?
Well,
it's a weird thing, man.
The Mexicans in Arizona vote for Trump.
Mexicans are a little bit different because they're so religiously tied to the Republican Party because of the abortion and all the other shit. So, like, a lot of the Spanish culture, they're not really voting for Trump as much as they're voting for just Republicans. They're going to vote for the R. Now, there's some weird shit that goes on, especially
But the R wants them out.
Yeah, it don't make any sense, man.
The R wants them gone.
Well, the R also works against poor people, but the majority of their voters are poor people, too. Yeah. So, it don't make any sense. But I didn't really want to get into politics right off the bat.
Let's don't do that.
I just wanted to point out that Kanye is still fucking being awesome out there, just loving some Hitler, wearing masks, saying dumb shit, and just stirring the pot. And I appreciate that. I appreciate a nice pot stirrer.
I watched the
even though he's a
Kanye
fucking
interview
piece
with
of
David
shit.
Letterman.
Yeah.
And about an hour and a half long. And for most of that, Kanye came off as normal.
Well, yeah, same
eccentric.
Thing. He had
a little eccentric, but not nuts.
Yeah, he was on Rogan a long time ago, and that's a 2-3 hour conversation. And the same thing, he'd go into points where you're like, oh, this guy's a little crazy, but no crazier than just anybody if you talk to him for 3 hours.
Well, I think Letterman is basically like, hey, you're not going to go fucking nuts on this show. We're not going to do that.
They came down with the verdict of Kanye's child support and all that stuff, like the separation agreement.
$200,000 a month.
$200,000 a month. Yeah. $200,000 a month to a lady who's a billionaire, I'm pretty sure, or damn close to it, if not. I mean, Kim don't need any money.
She's not the wealthiest one in the family.
No, she's not, but she's
Kylie Jenner.
She's fine. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, she's fine.
She's doing well for herself.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to have any problems paying any bills anytime soon.
And I think her...
when the kids need braces, she ain't going to stress.
Is she still fucking dating Pete Davidson?
No, he's fucking some new model. Some
Is he?
Emily Ratatouille or whatever.
Oh, because he doesn't have any money.
Pete Davidson?
He doesn't have
They don't have their money.
Kanye
no,
money,
he's rich, but he's a different kind of rich. But $200,000 a month. 3 or 4 kids, I forget what he has exactly. I mean... why?
But I mean, think about
maybe
it.
Maybe 800.
Besides his music royalties, is producing,
and he's got to pay half security, which cracked me up.
Oh, he has to pay half the security bill, and they're not cheap because they're 24 hours.
Yeah, he's got to pay half the education, medical,
the guy's got money. He'll never miss that. He makes that in a day.
Maybe I don't. But you're starting to really cross off your T's when you're fucking going out there talking about how you love Hitler.
Well, especially now that he lost all those fucking endorsements when he's losing the Gap, throwing out Yeezy, and whoever else is throwing out Yeezy, and that's going to hurt him.
Oh, well, Yeezy's done.
Yeah,
because Yeezy was done through Adidas, so he's going to have to find a new producer of those shoes.
Because I will say that. The guy that we work with, Aaron, came in wearing a pair of those Yeezy Crocs.
Yeah, Nazi Crocs.
Ugliest shoes I've ever seen.
Yeah, he wears them all the time.
They're fucking horrible looking.
Well,
they're stupid looking.
When you can bet $600 on the Bengals to win on the weekend and make $6 million off it, it's not a big deal. You can buy as many Nazi Crocs as you want. So it's.
But I mean, seriously, they're the ugliest fucking shoes I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're horrible. I don't know why anybody would wear those. Before I knew they were associated with Kanye, I just would see them every once in a while.
Kanye's fucking insane.
Yeah. Hey, let me get to, since we're talking style right now, let me get to my hero of the week.
Let's do that.
I got a little hero.
I need a hero. Holding out for a hero. Doug Morning Light. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be larger than life.
I need a hero! All right. Yeah, I need a hero, and I got a hero this week. Now, let me explain this segment a little bit first. The hero of the week is someone that we really appreciate. That doesn't mean they saved someone. They didn't save anybody. But it's someone that we really appreciated this week that did something really cool, went out on a ledge, just something great for the world. And this week, my hero is Brian Robinson Jr. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's the Washington Redskins running back. He was earlier famous for getting shot before the season. Yeah. He got shot in the leg or some shit like that. And he missed less time than fucking, some people have missed with turf toe. This guy got shot and he's back like 2 weeks later. So Good for old Brian. But Brian this week, he really came out and showed the world what he's made of with this fucking hat. Look how awesome this hat is, dude. A giant hat. It's like I don't even know how you describe it. How could you describe that?
It's a oversized baseball cap.
Well, it is an oversized baseball cap if you're just going to describe it, but it's like sombrero size, maybe even bigger.
Like Martian helmet size.
I mean, what it reminds me is Lord Helmet from Spaceballs.
Spaceballs,
yeah. It reminds me of Lord Helmet, but it's just like a Washington Redskins hat. Now, the weird thing about this is when he first came out...
Look at the whole team laughing at him.
And look at his face. I mean, he knows it's a joke. But here's the thing. When I first heard about that, I heard that it was his friend's company, and he's given a shout out. And I thought, this guy's got to be the best friend ever. And that's originally why he was my hero. Because it's like, This guy's willing to look like a fucking asshole in front of the whole world just
Cam Newton did it every week.
Just to help his buddy out. You're right. Cam Newton did every week, but Cam Newton just did it so everybody looked at him.
Yeah.
And this guy's doing it because he said it was his buddy's company or whatever.
I would buy a hat. I would buy a Bengals hat like that.
Well, you have a chance because those are on sale.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah. The company's called Noggin Boss. Now, ever since Brian Robinson Jr. came out and wore this hat, their sales are up 2,000%.
Of course they are.
So he's fucking helping them. They start at $75 a hat. Now, that's a plain hat there. There's nothing on it. That's the thing with this company. This is a custom hat that he had made. This isn't his friend's company. His friend got him a hat from this company.
Oh.
So the way he worded it and everything didn't really make sense. He's trying to help out this company his friend bought a hat from. But either way, it's $75 for the hat and then $50 to customize it, and then they'll put patches on it and shit like that. So you can
I wouldn't pay
you're paying at least $125 if you want to go out and get a Bengals hat.
Bengal B on top.
Yeah, now they got some other little goofy symbols and stuff, but nothing. And I don't even know if they'll make an NFL hat for you. They made it for him. But I don't know.
I would imagine the company will make anything you pay for.
Well, a lot of times that's copyrighted shit they can't do.
Oh,
those kind of places that make custom shirts and stuff, you can't bring a bunch of stuff with Nike logos on it, and have them put that on it. They're held back by copyright. So they might have done it for Brian Washington Jr. because he's on the fucking Redskins or something like that. But I don't know if they do it for you. Either way, I do agree. I want a giant fucking hat. I've had that picture up there forever. So you YouTube viewers, I hope you enjoyed that hat.
It's a great hat.
Yeah, it's the best hat I've ever seen. And for that, Brian, you are my hero.
I don't have a hero this week.
It's fine. We don't always. I didn't have one last
usually.
Week. We will get right into another segment, though, because we got a lot of shit today. And we got, for the first time in probably about a year and a half, maybe, we have 2 motherfucking emails. Not 1.
2.
2.
Email.
Hey, it's emails.
He plays the kazoo too.
Probably
plays everything.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole.
That was a kazoo.
All right, we'll start off with our first email. This is someone I believe he's wrote in once before, maybe twice. I'm not sure. It's old Daddy White. Daddy White wrote in.
Nice.
All right, what's up, Shark Masters? I had some random thoughts I think you might enjoy discussing. Both of these are more up Chris's alley. Have you ever thought of making a device to piss at night so you don't have to get out of bed? My thought is to have a plastic hose that leads to a container of your choice. To make sure it gets in the hose, you cut off the tip of a rubber and attach it to the rubber, then just unroll the rubber and piss when you need to.
They already make that.
Do they make that?
Yeah, they make it.
Is it that?
No, it's they call it.
Substance?
They market it for concerts and sporting events, so you don't have to get
buddy?
out of your seat. Yeah.
Yeah,
it wraps around your leg. Buddy. It's got a rubber-shaped thing that slides over your dick with a hose that runs down into a bag. It's already done, already made.
Yeah,
But here's the question: how strong is the Stadium Buddy? You're not rolling around and putting body weight on it. It might pop in the middle of the night, and that would suck.
I move a lot in my sleep.
Yeah,
a lot of flipping and turning.
As old as I am, even though I'm older than Daddy White, I don't get up in the middle of the night to pee.
I do, but I'm diabetic, so that has a lot to do with that.
I don't.
But the good news, well, not good, but I get interrupted in my sleep every night anyways because I got to take the kid to school and stuff.
Right, me
so
too.
That's when I pee. But if I was to sleep a full 8-hour shift, I might have to wake up and pee more often.
I don't.
Really?
I mean, I'm sure I do now and then, but on a regular basis, I pee right before I go to bed, pee in the morning.
It's because you're young at heart, man.
And I'm young at bladder, apparently.
You stay young at heart, you'll never have to pee. All right, what do you guys think as a single guy of having a separate room with a bed just for sex? It's always clean, and the bed would have that good bounce for fucking, but not great for sleeping. Great for those one-nighters so she will want to leave. That's all I got for now. I am Daddy White. I like that sign off.
I do too. I am Daddy White. The fuck bed thing, don't like that.
Really? See, no. I think it's kind of genius. If I was a single person with a 2-bedroom, why not?
Well, yeah, true, but if I didn't have any kids, because my kids
I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying, and he's talking about just a regular ass single dude that doesn't have anything else going on.
Well, I mean, it might be good if you set it up with on the headboard, you got some handcuffs and some ropes.
Hey, you make that room's a little sexier.
Like a dungeon, yeah.
Yeah, and then you don't have to keep your regular room as clean.
But see, my bed, I have a big, huge, soft, king-size bed. Great for sleeping and for fucking.
Yeah.
And I like to fuck on that bed. I don't like the boing, doing, doing bounce like he's talking about there.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned
Throws
it,
your rhythm off.
I don't really like a big bouncy bed either.
No, it throws your rhythm
It
off.
feels more like you're at a carnival ride than
Right.
fucking-
On a soft bed, you control the pace. You control when
Yeah.
it hits and doing, doing.
Even though I'm not big in the what's it fucking called where it fits to your body? What I have
Where it fits through your body.
fits to your body, the bed.
Oh, contour?
Contour, but it's a certain
memory
kind of,
foam?
Yeah, memory foam. Yeah, the memory foam beds, they're not as good for it, really.
For fucking?
Yeah, you
no,
sink
I don't
in.
have. I don't have.
You
that,
sink
yeah.
in. I do, but yeah, you sink in a little bit. I do miss an old school bed for that, but not bouncy though. I mean, I'm not trying to fucking play on the teeter totter.
No, me
what
neither.
the fuck? Yeah,
And I mean, the one thing it would be nice for, you wouldn't have to. I mean, I change my sheets every time I screw on them.
well, yeah, you wouldn't have to do that as much.
You know, well, you'd have to do
You'd
it
still
the
be
other
changing sheets. You just wouldn't be changing sheets on
on your sleep
your own bed. Yeah.
So it doesn't really do anything there. It doesn't fix anything there.
I think the
No wet spot to sleep in, I guess.
Yeah,
that'd be a perk.
the attraction is the fuck room. If you had a fuck room, like a fuck dungeon, like,
Now, that would
that's
be
different.
something,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But just to have a regular ass room where you have a bed in it, just to fuck. I don't know. I also feel like if you presented that situation to a lady, she would get super creeped out by it.
I think so too.
You know?
You like put mirrors on the ceiling over that bed and have some ropes and shit hanging off.
Yeah.
You'd be like, she'd be like, hey, walking into your room. No, not there.
Well,
The fuck
if you
room.
got that whole thing going on, then maybe not. But you're gonna have to go after a certain kind of girl. I'm talking about just like Daddy White's situation where one room is the same basically as the other room. It's just this is the fuck room. I think that's more creepy than having the actual fuck room.
I do too.
You know what I mean? The fuck room, at least you know what it's at. This is like a hidden thing. I'm like, what do you use this room? I just fuck girls in it.
Well, see, most girls are going to go, well, how many girls you fuck in that fuck
That's
room?
what I mean. If you got a big thing like that.
No, I'm gonna pass on the fuck room.
But if it's a fetish thing and you got the whips and chains and the mirrors everywhere and stuff like that, then women aren't really thinking of numbers at that point. Now they're venturing into a whole new thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it's like something they've never done, so the attraction might be there for that, stuff like that. But if you're just a regular ass dude that's just fucking lots of bitches and have a whole room for it, I think they're going to get creeped out by that.
I agree.
They probably also don't like being called bitches all the time, but I've never
No,
really been one to
and
change
as much
that.
as Daddy White, I appreciate the email, and I get the thought behind it.
Yeah.
I totally get the thought behind it. I just think that most of the time that's going to cost you pussy instead of getting it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want it. But good email. Hey, thanks for writing there, Daddy
Yeah.
White.
I
I
am
am
Daddy
Daddy
White.
White. All right, this next email is by a buddy that's wrote in a couple times. I don't know if I call him a buddy because I'm pretty sure he don't like us, but his name is Vernon Schillinger. All right, he is, if you don't know who Vernon Schillinger is, he is a white supremacist currently in jail for murder. And he
On a
writes
TV
us,
show.
and he writes us once a week, or well, not once a week,
Well,
but once every couple of weeks,
months,
and
yeah.
has an opinion. All right, hello, shit shippers. Shit shippers. Now that's not only maybe he's trying to trip me up in my words so he can laugh at my fucking
Hey, your diction, probably. I agree.
yeah, diction. That's a good one, dude. Diction. All right, I have a few things to comment on about the show, but first I want to address Harry Cunt. I didn't ask you to be scared of me, dipshit. Just stated that you probably take it up the ass. 2. I can't show up, unfortunately, because I'm in prison making little cunts like you my bitch. 3. I never said I didn't like football. I like hearing it from people that have a little bit of knowledge about it, though. Not two overweight old fucks who don't know a football team from each other's balls. And 4, learn to spell, cum guzzler. So there you go, Harry guy. Vernon's after you, buddy. And he comes pretty hard. So I'd like to hear back from you. Now on to the show. How appropriate was it that a few weeks ago Chris admitted to liking small things in his ass? He didn't come out directly and say it, but I'm sure everyone was like me and assumed he was talking about Jason's tiny cock.
No, I've made that very clear.
Oh, shit.
I've made that very clear. No dicks.
Then the very next week, your favorite porn is Dawson's Crack. You are clearly bi-curious at the very least.
Not in the least.
Taylor Swift is a goddess. Billy Joel is absolute trash. You two know nothing. And Jason, for fuck's sake, get control of your kid. I want to listen to him even less than you. And that's it. But that's Vernon. He doesn't sign off. He doesn't do anything. He's just fucking mean.
He's mean.
He's
but,
fucking mean, dude. He's got an attitude problem.
You know, with all the freaky shit that I'm into or could be into, men aren't one of them, dude. You got me all wrong there.
You talk about it all the time.
I do like beads and a small finger. Not gonna lie there. I am not gonna lie. And I did not say I liked or saw Dawson's Crack. I was commenting on the name of the show. I appreciate you writing in. Write in every day. Butcher me, butcher us. I don't give a fuck. But you're wrong on this one. I don't like dicks. As a matter of fact, if you're in prison and you're the Vern Schillinger I know and love, you're fucking guys. So I'm not the bi-curious one. You're fucking dudes.
Yeah, you are fucking dudes. Now, I know it's probably about dominance more than anything, but either way, it's gay.
Your penis is still going in there.
Yeah, that's gay. Yeah. And you like Taylor Swift, which is a little gay itself.
That's not a little gay.
You got a couple tendencies there, buddy.
Lot gay there.
You know, you're gonna go at us, but you got a couple gay tendencies. And Billy Joel's is the fucking man. You ever talk shit about him again, I will fucking kill someone on the outside just so I can go to the inside and kill you.
You know what I was thinking for sure was going to be in this email was him getting on me for going after the boss.
You think Vern's a big boss guy?
Well, I think all fucking crazy white guys are Springsteen people.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I see Vernon being more of like a, he's into like the Silver Bullet Band and Bob Seger and shit. You know, stuff like that. I have more classical, more trashy, more white trashy.
Like Screwdriver.
No, not right. Well, he probably would appreciate Screwdriver's message.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I think Vernon's a little too old to be into that kind of punk rock.
Yeah, I get it.
So I don't think Screwdriver's going to be his thing. I think it's going to be.
So he's probably like
he's like Hank Williams Jr. racist. Yeah. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I get it. Well, Vern, thanks for writing in. We appreciate it. Like I said, we're gonna give you a retort every time you write in. No dicks, no bi-curious.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the gay thing, you probably nailed pretty much everything else. I do need to get that goddamn kid under control.
No, we know a little about football.
A little bit, but not.
I know that.
I'm no Booger McFarland.
And no, I'm not going to be able to tell you
Booger McBauman
who was number 3 in rushing 4 years ago. I can't do that.
No, nor would I want to.
No, me either.
Hey, it's talking about football. Let's not talk about football and talk about football at the same time. Did you see the Jerry Jones picture?
No.
So it turns out Jerry Jones, back in the day during the segregation shit, and, they're trying to stop the black kids from coming into school and stuff like that. Jerry was one of the dudes, man.
No, he wasn't.
Jerry was there, and it came out recently. The pictures came out. There they are back in the 50s, stopping the black guys coming for school. There's Jerry in the back looking all fucking goofy. Now, it doesn't look, maybe he's just watching. To be fair, he's not up front.
I mean, he could just be at school.
But he's kind of on the wrong side.
Well, I mean, think about it. You're talking about a kid, he grew up in Texas, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were pretty much brainwashed.
Or it's Arkansas, isn't it? It was Little Rock, I believe.
Is that what it was, Little Rock?
I think.
Well, that's where the first black kids tried to go to school was Little Rock.
I think this was it. Like, he was there. That's what I mean. Like, look at all the cameras that are around.
And look at the thug up front with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
That guy's up to no good.
You ain't welcome here, boy.
That guy's up to no good. And
that one looks like Bob Crane.
But I think that's one of Jerry's boys. I think Jerry's in the gang, but Jerry's like a pussy in the gang. He's back further in the back.
He does seem to be making a little sneer.
Yeah, I don't like his face. I mean, granted, apparently he was 15. So if you're going to hold everybody to who they were as when they were 15, I mean, that's not exactly the right way to look at things. But look at me, come on, man. You're part of the wrong side of one of the most racist moments in history.
Yeah, but a lot of people were back then, man.
I know.
And that's what you were taught by your parents.
And that's what I mean. 15, you don't know shit when you're 15.
Yeah.
I think I liked Insane Clown Posse. So, I mean, you can't really go on about how when you were 15 you knew everything.
I don't pin that one on him.
No, I'm not mad at him about it, but it does crack me up. LeBron's the one that brought it up. Well, not brought it up. I guess this came out, and it didn't make big news. And
why should it?
Yeah, well, and LeBron,
because at 15 years old, fucking 60 years ago, Jerry Jones was at attending a school that black kids.
But I guess someone asked LeBron in one of those post game interviews about Kyrie again. And he goes, why are you guys asking me about Kyrie every time? No one's ever asked me about Jerry Jones and why he was at this thing when he, Because
he went to school there.
Well, who knows? There's 6 kids in this. I'm sure there was more 6 kids in that school. Just because you went to that school, don't you mean you have to be there being part of the people that are like, hey, don't come in there.
Well, no, but think about it. Think about it, though. If you're at a school or in a workplace or anything and something's going on outside with there's cameras, everyone watches.
Hey, but I think in this situation, I'm going to be on the side more than in back.
Now, if Jerry Jones was that guy in the front with the cigarette directly staring that kid down, I'd be talking about it.
Any of those front 3.
He's all the way in the back. The one kid behind Bob Crane there is smiling.
Who's Bob Crane?
The one with the cigarette in his mouth.
Who's Bob Crane?
Hogan's Heroes.
No one. That is the most outdated fucking joke you've thrown out in this podcast. And you have some outdated jokes.
No, let me tell you something about Bob Crane. Let me just tell you about him.
Well, you may as well, because I don't know shit about him. So you're going to have to tell me about him.
This was a fucking actor.
Okay.
He was a comedy actor. He was in Hogan's Heroes, blah, blah, blah. And, he was like a beloved actor. Well, it turns out that he had a real fucking dark side. This dude was into some fucking crazy sex. 3-ways, hookers, all that stuff.
3-ways aren't crazy.
Back in the 60s
hookers aren't crazy.
But he would film
60s
this.
was Woodstock. This is free love.
He would film this shit.
All right.
Of him, like of a woman laying on a table and him spit roasting her with another guy. And all these films came out. And then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks after the films came out, he was murdered.
Murdered?
So it's like, I think the other guy on the other end of the spit roast is like, hey, dude, you didn't have to out me too. Bam, and you're fucking dead.
Or the boyfriend of whoever they're fucking.
Maybe.
Something like that. Maybe the father of whoever they're fucking.
Like,
there could be a bunch of different things, but that's kind of fucking crazy. Either way, no one's going to get that reference. Daddy White is probably appreciating it. He's probably sitting at him because he's going to listen because he wrote in. He probably listens every week. Daddy White's like, man, good reference. The rest, everybody else that's listening, maybe Gary Rogers, he might get it.
Of course he would. Kazel will get it.
Kazel would definitely get it. Kazel don't listen every week.
Bob Crane or fucking Hogan's Heroes was a classic.
If you're old, I've never seen that ever.
Hey, who's the Beatles?
That doesn't matter. The Beatles span generations.
The fucking Beatles?
This Beatles span generations. You're saying Hogan's Heroes was the Beatles of fucking sitcoms?
It was about World War II. Was
it the Beatles of sitcoms? It's going to live on forever. It's not.
It's still on TV Land.
What isn't? There are a bunch of shitty shows, but either way, I'm saying live on forever is in every generation is going to dig it.
Some things are timeless, my friend.
Not Hogan's Hero.
Oh, it is?
No.
It was a funny
show. I disagree. No, Seinfeld's timeless.
Now?
That's it. What else
Seinfeld was 90s.
I know if you were to quote or go on to like I Love Lucy, okay, that's kind of a big one. Like, I'll give you that. I'll give you a few of them. Hogan's Heroes isn't one of them.
Would you give me Gilligan's Island, perhaps?
Yes, I'd give you Gilligan's Island.
Brady Bunch, all that shit?
Brady Bunch for sure. It is, it is.
But either way, this guy was a sexual deviant
who
came out. He was into fucking weird shit. Candle wax on the nipples. This guy was fucking weird. And then those fucking videos surfaced and he got whacked. That could be him. But I'm not going to give anybody, especially LeBron. I don't give LeBron the benefit of many doubts.
Yeah.
Because I think that sometimes he's just talking out of his ass. If you got something legitimate to say, Jerry Jones was probably a student at that school. Something was going on. He wanted to watch. Like he would have, like I would have, like most people, I want to see what's going on. And Jerry Jones was standing way in the back, just looking.
Yeah, he's in the wrong place at the wrong time for sure.
Now, if there was a picture of him, like standing there and you put a circle around it and he's laughing while the fucking James Earl Ray's holding up the gun to shoot fucking Martin Luther King, well, that's a different story. We can talk then.
You think there was people around laughing while that was happening?
I think
it was kind of an empty area.
It wasn't. Well, he was standing on the.
No, I know.
Balcony
I've
of a
been
hotel.
there. I've been there. I've been to that hotel and I've been to the spot where he shot the window. He shot him out of, and they have that whole as part of it.
I don't think he was alone. Probably, I think he probably had some other crazy psycho
he was
white
alone.
supremacist in there with him.
He was alone. He worked it. It was like a shop of some sort, like a place where people work, and he worked there. And then he had this little. He had like rented this like little room or some shit like that to stay there, but he was really doing it to. Anyways, he killed Martin Luther King, dude. It's not a nice thing.
No, it's
Fuck
not.
that guy.
But this is fucked up. This was segregation. Blah,
Jerry
blah, blah.
Jones killed Martin Luther King. Let's move on. Let's end it there.
He planned
Jerry
it.
Jones fucking killed Martin Luther King. He's a son
planned
of a bitch. Hey, I've been trying to sell a vanity on Facebook this week.
Okay.
And have you ever sold anything on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
Some of the weirdest fucking people write you.
You get a lot of fake comments. You get a lot of bots.
You get a lot of people that never respond back to you.
Right.
Yeah, be like, hello, Jason, are you interested? And you write back, or, do you still have it available? You write yes, and then you'll never hear anything else. I don't really get what they're doing. Like, what are you getting out of that?
Well, I think half the people, because I've sold one or two things on there, they're either trying to get you to give it to them for free, or it's a bot trying to get information.
A lot of times they don't even
from
write
you.
anything back, though.
Yeah.
They just, they never respond. Anyway, so
Well, because they're probably looking around at 20 of them.
When you do this and someone says they're wanting to buy it, do you look at their profile?
Yes, always.
Yes, me too. And I'm judgy as fuck. Like,
Well, yeah, you're wondering if they're real.
well, I'm not even wondering real. I'm wondering, do I want this person to be at my house?
Well, I didn't ever sell anything at the house. I met them somewhere.
I don't want to meet them anywhere, and I got bigger things. So, I don't think I've ever sold anything where I could meet them. It was always furniture or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, this vanity, I ain't driving it anywhere. So.
My advice to you would be offer up. Those people are generally legit.
Well, I got someone coming Saturday.
You don't get bots from offer up.
But this one lady, she looks so methy. Like, there a lot of methy looking fuckers apparently want vanities. Apparently, I wouldn't think they'd want mirrors.
When you're on meth,
Yeah.
you got to put a little extra work into making yourself
Is
not
that what
look
it
like
is?
you're on
Maybe
meth.
they just like the glass top so they can do the meth off the glass top with
Could
the
be.
vanity or something like that.
But I think, when you're like meth, okay, I got to get to work and I don't want people to know that I'm on meth. So
Yeah.
I got to really fucking make myself look
But I've
good.
had like 4 or 5 just super white trash people write me asking for it. And then one
How
of them
much you
was
asking for it?
$40.
Well, that's why.
Well, that's fine. What do you mean that's why?
I mean, it's cheap.
That's cheap. It's a $200 vanity you get for $40. But Carmen used it for 8 years.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, meth heads and white trashy people, they want fancy stuff too. They just don't want to pay regular price.
It's not really fancy either, but yeah. I don't know, man. I just know I look at that as Facebook Marketplace, and the people that write in are always crazy, and I end up not even selling things a lot of times because I'm
always
just like,
look at
I don't
their
want these people.
profile.
I'd rather eat the $40 than I would have that fucking weirdo come to my house.
Offer up is better.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Offer Up is a huge app. All it is selling stuff and buying stuff.
You got to go to people's houses.
You can go wherever. You can either meet somewhere,
So
go to
it's
their
just
house.
like Craigslist or
But I've
anything else.
never gotten a response or from a bot or anything like that.
Craigslist was always good. They would
Yeah.
just try to bargain with you too much on Craigslist.
Offer Up does that too, but it's got like, it'll say send offer.
It'd be like $40. Will you take 6?
Yeah,
What
they
do
have
you-
stuff.
what do you
But see,
mean?
like on Offer Up, you can set a low price. You can't even make an offer below this and shit like that. Yeah, the people are always pretty normal.
I'll remember that for next time. I got some crazy lady coming over Saturday. Hopefully she doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't.
And if she does, maybe like the neighbors. I could use less
but
neighbors.
Walk out there in a wife beater with your 9 mil on
I
your
don't
hip.
own a wife beater.
Buy a wife beater. $3.
Just for this?
Yeah.
And that wig?
Yeah. And the Father Guido Sarducci hat.
Hey, you got some sexual advice this week? Or?
Well, I don't, but a friend does.
Oh, that's right. The aging cocksmith is in the
Yeah.
house. Hold on. And when the aging cocksmith comes on, you got to be ready. So you guys get out your pen and pad and get ready to take some notes.
Oh yeah, you are now tuned in to Sex Advice from an aging cocksmith. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Howdy. And welcome, everybody, to more fantastic sex advice from an aging cocksmith. Now,
Just to throw this out, I don't know if you look like an aging cocksmith or someone that's going to fucking carjack me right now. So I'm a little confused, but go on.
no, I'm gonna make sweet love to somebody. I've got some advice this week, and this is great advice. I've been doing a lot of product evaluations. Not this time. Today, I've got an important message for all the fellas out there. Now, I'm going to make a lot of women uncomfortable with this advice, but unfortunately, it has to be done. Fellas, it's very important that, and you might disagree with me too, but when you hear my logic, you're going to know. Fellas, avoid squirters, okay, at any cost. I've told you in the past that I don't like squirters. It's urine. A friend of mine in Florida, I've got to tell you, it just happened to him 2 weeks ago. He hooked up with a squirter and literally had to dispose of his $1,300 mattress because it smelled like pee when it dried. Squirting is not good, fellas. Squirting is it's urine. You're being peed on. And while you might think it's erotic and you've really brought the girl to a fantastic place, you haven't. You made her pee on you. That's all you did. If you want her to pee on you, just say pee on me. But don't fool yourself into thinking it's some monster orgasm that you provided. It's urine. Fellas, if you're going to hook up with a squirter, my advice to you is to go on Amazon or adamandeve.com and buy some rubber or plastic sheets to cover your bed. It will completely... He threw out a $1,300 mattress because it was covered in piss. Not a good thing. Fellas, they make rubber sheets specifically for this. Now, when you're done and the squirter has completely unloaded on these rubber sheets, you do have to get towels and you have to mop it up because it's not sinking in anywhere.
What do you mean specifically for this? Like they got
It's made.
They're called squirter sheets?
No, it's for like wet spots and
Is it for wet spot? I thought it was just for like old people that
it's for that. It's for that too. But you can buy them at like at sex bondage stores and stuff like that.
Go on. Sorry, I haven't explored that aisle.
You got lube, you got Quim, you got everything that's coming out. Mm-hmm. Cum, whatever.
No, I get it can be a messy situation. I just didn't know we had sheets specifically for this.
Right. They do have sheets specifically for this. I personally am not going to hook up with a squirter. It does nothing for me, as you know. But fellas, if you have a squirter or if you play with an occasional squirter, my advice to you is to protect your property, your bed, your sheets, and invest in a good pair of rubber or plastic sheets. It's not funny. Cleaning up urine. It's not.
No, it's not. You know, I know a guy that wasn't in the squirters per se, but he would just once a week go down to his local REI or whatever in the hunting store and shit like that and get the deer piss.
Yeah.
And just put deer piss all over his chest and jerk off. And that really got him off for whatever reason. He liked to pee, but I guess he couldn't find a girl to pee on him.
Oh, I'm sure he could find some sick
So
fuck.
he just deer piss. Just looked like a deer piss shower, jerked off, and finished his day.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, well, it didn't really happen. I made it all up. But if it did, that guy would be weird.
My whole point of this is where I had a lot of sex when I was younger. And I never, ever, ever had a squirter. And now it seems like they're everywhere.
Because it's accepted now.
Accepted? If you squirt, you squirt. You think they held in the squirt for all those years that I was single and having sex? They didn't hold the squirt in.
Yeah. I was talking to a fella from the hood last night about eating butt, and he was really confused why you would ever do it. He's like, what do I get out of licking someone's butthole?
The moaning and holding them down when they squirm.
Yeah, I don't think
because it feels like a fucking furry little bunny is hopping all over.
I don't think this fella's interested in making her happy. I think he's interested in making himself happy, so he doesn't understand why he would want to do that.
Well, then you know what he would do?
What?
Here's what he would do. Get her one time to lick his butt.
I said that.
At that point, you'll be willing to do almost anything to get that done again.
Something tells me he had his butthole licked because he wouldn't answer me. And, you know, and I just started laughing.
This is a selfish prick you're talking about.
Huh?
Selfish prick who just wants to eat.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But the whole point is, if my butt-eating friend was to say, hey, I'm only going to eat your butt if you come over to my house every 2 weeks and cut my lawn, I'm cutting the grass.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So your price to cut grass is 2 butt lickings a month?
If she said, I'm not going to lick your butt ever again if you don't come over here and cut my grass every 2 weeks, I'm cutting the grass.
Wow. All right.
Washing the car, picking up your fucking grocery order. I'm only doing one of those. I'm not doing all of those.
Well, I was going to say, man, that's full time.
But there's no substitute for a butt licking. You can't, they don't make anything that you can rub on your own butthole that feels like it's being licked. It just doesn't, such a thing doesn't exist. And if I could come up with something like that, oh God, I would.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no butthole pride, so there's no way I would ever even invite this. Right. So I'm fine. But I'm good for you. I'm glad you found something you love. You know, that's what life's about. You know, we're just trying to find something that we love and go on with it. So,
and then isn't it a shame that people hear me talk about the things I like and judge me for being sick and twisted? These people are doing sick and twisted fucking shit too, but because I talk about it openly, something's wrong with me.
Yeah, I knew a guy that used to take a popsicle stick and put it in his butthole and then twist it. Like the sticking end didn't seem bad.
You making this up too?
Yeah, I was making this up too. I just make things up now. This is my new thing. I'm just going to tell stories.
But my advice, fellas, together one more time, if you're going to hook up with a squirter, and you know she's a squirter, first of all, I don't know why you would do it. You're getting peed on. If you want to get peed on, let me know. I'll come over and pee on you.
Will you?
Well, no, probably not.
I
Not a
would.
man.
I mean, I would. A
Would
man?
you?
No. Well, once.
If a girl was sick and twisted and said, hey, I want
there's
you
got
to
to be
pee on
other
me.
people around. If I'm going to pee on a dude, there has to be other people around.
Right.
It's not an intimate moment. We're
Right.
not just me and you peeing. You know, it's like me and then like three of my buddies laughing while I pee on you. Like, that's different. But
A funny thing like that did happen.
Of course.
One time, me and a bunch of guys went out to a titty bar, and then we went out to some other bar. We got hammered drunk. And the one guy that thought he could hang with us passed out fucking cold.
see, you peed on him?
We wanted it to look like he peed
rude.
his pants. We were going to dump water on his crotch.
Yeah.
And my buddy goes, no, let's really make it pee. So we sat there and peed all over his crotch.
Oh,
So when he
Jesus.
woke up, it stunk like pee, and the guy truly thought he peed himself.
That's horrible.
Good humor. Thanks, Lance.
But
yeah, buy rubber sheets, buy plastic sheets. Don't ruin your fucking stuff, guys.
Yeah, I agree with the sexual cocksmith there. That's it. He's done for the week. We'll probably see him back in a few weeks. Chris is coming back in 1 second. I've only had one real pee incident in my life, and it didn't involve people. When I quit La Rosa's the last time, or got fired, I gathered all my uniforms up and put them in a plastic bag, and me and all my roommates all peed in the bag on the uniforms, and then I took them back and returned them.
Did you really?
Yeah, definitely did that.
I think that would automatically
funny,
put you
though?
in the not eligible for rehire category.
I was about to say, you know what's funny?
They didn't offer you a job.
Got my job back in 6 months. For sure.
Why would you try to go back to work at a place that you cared so little about that you urinated all over?
Well, there's not many jobs that I cared about in my life. I can't say I cared about the company for, well, all of the companies I've ever worked for in my life. I don't give a fuck about the company. Like, who gives a shit? I might like a couple people at the company, some stuff like that, but I don't give a fuck about the company. I would fucking give a shit about Buddy LaRosa's. Go fuck yourself. Go watch some boxers.
Oh, he's a nice
asshole.
guy.
I don't care. And for that, I've worked for him. I put my sweat into that company. You know what I mean? Fuck him. But anyways,
you actually, I'm sure you got to meet him then, because he visited all his stores all the time, right?
I never met a La Rosa in my life.
Really?
And I worked for La Rosa's for, I think, 5 years total, maybe.
Do they franchise those now?
I had a lot of friends there. That's why I wanted to go back. And I think the second stay lasted a lot shorter. I think the first stay was like 4 years. The second stay was like 6 months. But
So did you poop on him the next time?
the next time I left decently. I don't remember exactly what, but I think I just stopped coming. You know what I mean? And that was the end of that.
That's not decently. That's leaving him high and dry.
Not in the pizza business. It's about as good as you're going to get.
But what if there's no other drivers that night? You're it.
I don't remember why I quit the second time. I'm sure it
Because
was,
you found a much better gig at Papa John's.
I think it was. No, I went from Donato's to Papa John's. I don't know where I even went after La Rosa's. I think I got out of the pizza business for a little while.
What was the best money?
I think I was selling. That's when I started selling the wet pussy pills. Was after La Rosa's.
Now, with all the, you're a pizza expert.
Yeah.
What is like the best one to work for as
In
far
Cincinnati?
as making tips? Yeah,
Cincinnati La Rosa's.
it would be La Rosa's.
As far as per delivery, you're going to make the most. Papa John's was always better for me because the hours were longer. They're open later, so you could work an actual legitimate 40-hour schedule.
Yeah.
Which in, La Rosa's, you're topping out at like 30 hours, even if you're the closer and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can make more money at Papa John's, but you can make more per delivery at La Rosa's. Just because La Rosa's is more expensive, so you're going to have better quality tippers. And it really matters also where you're at. La Rosa's I worked at was in Mount Carmel area, Eastgate area, and I bet you if I worked at the Anderson La Rosa's, it would have been a lot more money. You know what I mean? But
Well, I mean, you're not driving far to make these deliveries, right? You're close.
I think 5 miles is like the longest one was Papa John's. It depends. Each place had different delivery radius. Some of them were pretty big, like especially the independent ones, because they had to reach out so far.
Yeah.
They would be a pretty fucking giant delivery zone.
Yeah, fuck that.
But then you might make up for it by, like, one of the independents I worked for, I didn't pay taxes. It was under the table.
Nice.
So, like, yeah, the delivery zone was a little bit further. The tips were shit because it was in Amelia, which was white trash. At then, it was a lot more white trash than it is even now. But it was all under the table. So that part was nice.
Hey,
And then my boss had liquid Oxycontin. So, she could pay me in that every once in a while. That worked out well.
liquid
Oh,
Oxycontin.
the best shit I've ever had in my life, dude. It
What,
was
one
so
drop on your
ridiculous.
tongue or under your
Well,
tongue?
you had to have a milligram thing because you didn't want to die. You'd fill it up to the milligram, whatever your preferred milligram was, and drop it, and it was fucking like
Instant.
It had to be like heroin. You know what I mean? Like that's about as close as heroin I'm ever gonna get to because I'm never gonna shoot up heroin.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take too much of that, you're dead, right?
Oh yeah, you could die. That's why you got to have a dropper. But this bitch eventually started, we found, because she would go get the vial. I don't know where she got it from. She'd go downtown, she'd get the vials, and she would sell us a vial. I think it was like 200 milligrams for like $100, which back then was right now would be a ridiculous deal, but back then it was an all right deal. And we'd sell and do whatever we did. But then eventually you'd see these little holes in it where she was taking like a needle or something and pulling some of it out and then injecting water back in. And all of a sudden you're 5 milligrams.
Oh, there'd be like a needle hole in the top of it?
Yeah, like all of a sudden your 5 milligrams is not really giving you that 5 milligram buzz. So you're doing more. But at that point, that's fucked up. So we stopped buying it from her. And
she was stepping on it.
Yeah, of course. But making it super obvious like we were retarded. And I know we were only 18 years old, but still. This is the same lady, though, that she ran a pizza place, and she would literally buy us beer on the 4th of July. A bunch of 18-year-old kids would stock the cooler at the pizza place with beer, and we'd just drink beers and deliver pizza all day. And our boss is buying us the beer so we can drink and drive and deliver the food.
Nice.
That was a great place to work at, dude.
Yeah, it is.
My favorite place I've ever worked at in my life.
And buy liquid heroin.
You know what I mean? I was probably only making about $20-25 an hour, but it was $20-25 an hour untaxed, and I was 18, so I didn't really have much responsibilities. I was selling drugs on the side. I was living great, man. I could get back to that time anytime.
Hey, speaking of religion.
Yeah.
I think I touched on this with you the other day. Did you hear that story about Thailand? Thailand apparently has had a real problem with meth coming in. Meth coming in, being smuggled in and smuggled out and blah, blah, blah. But Thailand's real tough on drugs anyway. If you watch half of those locked up abroads, half of them are in Thailand. Well, apparently there was they got some kind of anonymous phone call or message that there was meth at the Buddhist temple. Now, if you've ever seen on TV, everyone's seen these Buddhist monks on TV. They're these peaceful guys with these orange and pink robes, bald. You know what I mean? Well, apparently they went there with a search warrant and piss tested every monk, and every single one of them
I did hear about
failed.
This. They're all on meth.
Every one of them was on meth.
Was it in the water supply or something?
I don't know.
I mean, do you think the monks are just like literally doing lines?
Well,
or it's like part of some kind of weird ceremony? Where
I don't know, but every single monk there was on meth. And these are guys,
I want my monks on meth.
These are the peaceful guys, but they all know like really hardcore karate. So if you try to fuck with them, they're going to kill you. But
especially if they're on meth.
Yeah, can you imagine?
They're not going to get tired.
No, see, now these peaceful guys that turn the other cheek are going out looking for fights. Hey, fuck you.
Whatever.
But every single one of them on meth.
They're probably sitting around.
So in comes the Buddhist fucking diocese, if there's such thing, and defrocks every one of these guys. So now you got a bunch of meth heads pissed off and roaming fucking Thailand.
Well, don't worry. Like you said, Thailand's pretty tough on crime, so they're going to get locked up in a matter of time and probably beaten and shit in prisons.
They're all fucking karate masters. They're not going to get beaten. They're going to kill people in there.
Karate masters. Do you think all monks are karate masters?
I know they learn martial arts.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is that part of the... I thought that was just like a fucking side story in Golden Child. I didn't think that was a real deal.
Well, no, because it was fucking another old reference, but the whole show Kung Fu was all about that. He was a Buddhist monk that learned to be a karate master, and then he roamed the earth.
And then he fucking jerked off in a closet while hanging himself.
Killed himself, right?
That guy's
but the whole
awesome.
point is that's 3 different things that say these guys are all fucking martial artists. I think they are.
Maybe they are. I don't fucking know. You got an asshole this week?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the asshole then. Dead air. Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air. Man, my December resolution is from now on when I think in my head, hey, let's go to the segment, I'm going to find the song first and then go,
That's a great
do you want to get
resolution.
to the segment? And maybe I'll start doing it because my last resolution was to press record. And I haven't not done that in a long time. Let's admit it.
No,
I mean, I've gone months at this point without not pressing record. So
and
that's
not once have we had to tell people, hey, you're going to hear the first 15 minutes. You're not going to hear anything.
Yeah, like that's an old staple of our collection. So
I do have a fuck you.
All right.
And I got a good fuck you.
Fuck you. We're not fucking. We're assholes.
Oh, I got an asshole.
All
She's
right.
my asshole.
All right, go for it.
Her name is Holly.
You keep on moving.
Holly is my asshole. She is my neighbor. And she lives in the next building.
All right. Fucking
And I've
Holly.
told people in my complex about this podcast, so you might be listening. Holly, you're my fucking asshole of the week. I looked out my window and saw that you do not clean up the shit that comes out of your dog's ass.
Good for you, Holly.
Okay. Not only did she not do it, I fucking stepped in it. And let me tell you something. You pretty much have to throw your fucking shoes away. I'm not going to get a toothpick and dig dog shit out of my fucking shoes. I tried to.
Just did that last week.
Did you really?
Yeah.
There is nothing in the world stinkier. I'd rather smell a fucking corpse than smell dog shit.
Yeah.
I looked out the window. After I stepped in it, I literally spent a half hour just looking out my fucking window at people whose dogs are shitting and seeing if they had a bag or not.
You're a psycho.
I saw fucking Holly, dog shit in my fucking grass.
How do you know her name is Holly?
She introduced herself to me when I moved in.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Holly. How you doing?
How old's Holly?
I don't know. Holly's probably late 30s.
Late 30s?
Yeah.
Holly, clean
But-
up your mess. You're at an apartment. See, I don't pick up my dog shit, but I don't live in apartments.
Most people that live in my complex have small dogs. I stepped in a pile. So I knew it had to be fucking Holly.
Fucking Holly and her Rottweiler.
She's got a good-sized dog. I think it's probably along the lines of a lab or a golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
Only that a dog could shit of such magnitude. And when I got out of my car, and this was the worst fucking part about it, I got out of my car after work. I walked in the house. I hadn't known I had stepped in it till I got in there and looked down on my fucking carpet and saw shit. So what do I do automatically? What's on my carpet? I look at it. Oh my God, it's dog shit. I looked at the bottom of my shoe. It's caked.
How did you not know that you stepped in dog shit?
I thought I was walking in the grass.
Well, yeah, but I mean, grass feels different than dog shit.
I didn't notice.
Really? See, maybe I'm just an expert at stepping in dog shit because I've been doing it for so long because I don't pick up my dog shit and then I mow the grass constantly. So I literally have a pair of shoes that are just dog shit shoes, mow the grass in.
It was raining that night.
Yeah. I just usually, okay, well, that changes a little bit because mud and dog shit are the same.
And it rehydrates the shit. So
you-
if that shit started to dry, the rain brought it nice and back to fucking full bloom.
I mean, you know my dog. He's 160 pounds.
Probably shit like
So
this.
his shit's, it's like bear shit out there. And usually I can avoid it if I'm mowing the grass because I look for it, and when you mow on it, it throws it elsewhere anyway. So, you don't have to worry about it then. There's just flying shit. You don't want to be anywhere close to it, but there's flying shit elsewhere. Last week I leaf blowed the backyard. You can't see anything because there's leaves everywhere. So every so often I just take one of those slippery steps, and you knew I stepped in dog shit. I stepped in at least 40 piles.
Really?
So much dog shit. It was, I'm like slipping and sliding. My backyard's like a shit slip and slide.
I was slipping and sliding on the grass,
Yeah.
so I knew. But like I said, after I stepped in it and had to fucking get on my hands and knees with a fucking Brillo pad cleaning my carpet and threw away my shoes,
Yeah.
I said, I'm a fucking...
Threw away my shoes.
I'm not going to fucking...
Oh, shit,
They're
that's
my
funny.
work shoes. But I mean, they got, the lines in the bottom.
No, I get it.
You
but-
can't get this shit out of there. I tried to take them to the sink, and I've got one of those little sprayer things.
that's
It
what I
didn't
did.
get it all.
My water gets so fucking hot ever since I got the new water heater.
Does it?
Yeah, that it usually, I think it melts the shit away or something because it all came off.
I looked out the window. There she was, comes by with her fucking dog. And she's got two dogs, but one's little, one's big. She has a fat chihuahua. It's a chihuahua, but it's real fat. But anyway, this
probably
other
older.
dog drops down, shits, or the little dog dropped down and shits. She just walked right by. She actually even did this too, the cunt. Walked right by.
Hey, man, I got a lot in common with Holly. That's the kind of shit I do, but I can also admit that I'm a shitty person. So,
But would you do it in an apartment?
yeah, I've done it before.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not arguing that I'm not an asshole, though. So,
Yeah,
Holly,
no, I don't have any
I have
physical
no problem
proof.
with you, Holly. I don't mind you, Holly, but you're an asshole.
You are a
You
fucking
are an
asshole.
asshole. So if you
you're the
can-
definition of this fucking segment.
If you can admit that you're an asshole, cool.
Now, had I
fine.
known, now I've always wanted to do this. I really have. I'd probably do it to Holly. She doesn't know I'm mad at her, and unless she listens, I don't know. She doesn't know I'm mad. But the whole point is, if I could have physically proven that that was her dog shit that I stepped in, I would have went to her fucking doorstep and taken a dump on the mat.
Yeah, you should do that.
I should.
It's
If I
not
know,
too late. Go shit on Holly's porch.
I think it's her. I'm not 100% sure it's her. If I knew for a fact that it was her dog that I stepped in, I would take a dump on her welcome mat.
Now, when you do that, will you take a dump at your own house and then transfer it, or will you?
I would
be on
walk
her
over
porch?
there in a pair of fucking sweats, I would drop my fucking pants and I would squat and shit on her fucking thing. That's a first.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some editing.
That's a
We
first.
did that a while ago. Sir, was it Sir or somebody like that? That's hilarious. Hey, all right, my asshole of the week is me. But no, my asshole of the week, I'm going back to an old favorite asshole of ours.
Okay.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Oh, Joe Biden. You know,
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's a fucking asshole. This guy runs on being the most friendly guy to unions ever. You know what I mean? He goes on and pretends like he gives a fuck about the working class.
Which he does not.
But when the push came to shove this week with the railway union, he pushed a fucking resolution through Congress and Senate to basically say, hey, you know, your guys' contract, go fuck yourself. You got to work on the old contract. You don't have a choice.
Well, he threw in a few perks. He threw in cash bonuses. He threw in all this, and he did give them 1 day of sick pay. The union wanted 15.
The contract has 1 day of sick pay. What he did is they put out a contract previously that was rejected by, I think, 6 of the, I don't know, a good portion of the 12 unions or whatever, but all unions stick together and don't cross the line. So if 4 of them rejected, all of them rejected kind of thing. And there is, for 1 year of work, you get 1 day of sick pay. That's it. 1 day.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
We get none.
And these guys are 24. Well, yeah, but we get none of sick pay, but I'm sure we get other things.
We get a lot of vacation
I don't
days.
think they get that. You know what I mean? I think
we get
they
a lot of vacation.
They don't get shit. Then they get, I think, 3 days. They get 3 doctor appointment days a year or something like that. They're also on call like 24/7, a lot of these guys.
But I saw this thing that Biden did. It included like a $16,000 cash lump right up front. I think it was $16,000 or $6,000 cash right up front.
I don't think the thing that passed had that. I mean, that might have been one of the original things that he thrown out, but that is not what happened. And the scare tactics that the media uses really drive me crazy for this, saying that if this was to go, if the unions were going on strike, we wouldn't have clean drinking water. Come on. The railway system's what's giving us our fucking clean drinking water.
Right.
There's no other way to transport things. If there's some chemicals in any mood, we can't put them in a truck and move almost as fast as a fucking train anyways. There's really, how much difference is there? There's not that much difference.
Whatever rivers or lakes or whatever that a lot of the water comes from, add the rain to that, that also goes in. But
I just don't understand how we wouldn't have drinking water because the trains aren't running. I just don't see it. It's just dumb scare tactics. Now, will they use that excuse for other things and fucking jack up all your prices? Probably, like they're doing already. They don't need to do. But last year, they broke records for the amount of money that the railway systems made. All right. They broke records for what the unions actually asking would cost. I think they said 2% of the profit, not 2% of everything, the profit it would cost them to do this. And they're refusing to do it. And then they're going to blame the fucking workers. It drives me crazy. They're going to blame these people that are working shit jobs, working long shifts, getting barely any sick pay or anything. They're going to blame them and not these fucking assholes that are making billions of dollars.
And they so much as said that.
And you know who
we don't want to cut into our profits.
You know who runs like half of these? Like whose company does?
Jerry Jones.
No. No, he just killed Martin Luther King. No, what's his fucking name? Now I lost his name. Berkshire Hathaway dude. The fucking Republicans all hate him. Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett,
Mr. Super Liberal. He's the one that could go through there and say, yeah, give him to this. But he doesn't. Because
but he's a big charity guy. I would think he would want to take care of the people working for him.
But in the end, when push comes to shove, he's just a fucking dirty capitalist like the rest. And all they care about is fucking money. And they're going to frame this and make it look like the railway workers are trying to, and then you have all the Republicans that are shitting on these guys. The people they should be supporting this, the working class fucking people. But everybody shits on them and takes the corporate side.
But the one thing we don't know, unless you know, because I don't, is like, what if these guys happen to be working for big dollars? What if they've already got it pretty sweet over there?
I don't think they do, man. I mean, I'm not positive on that, but money's not the issue.
I mean, what if they're making a whole shit ton of money right now, making more than the average railway or average worker in America?
But if your company's still breaking records and making billions of dollars, and making more than they've ever made before, then yes, they should be making all right money already. It's not
right.
To ask for more portion of the profits is not That you should never look down on that. You know what I mean? They should, if a company theoretically makes all this money, they should give their people that are working more of the profits.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the way it should work if you want an actual society to work properly. You know, the way it works now, where just the rich people just keep on keeping it, you know, you got what's going on now, where it just keeps on becoming the gaps bigger and bigger.
Prime example is that fucking company out of New York. Did you hear about this last week? This was so fucking cool. It's owned by these two young guys.
Joe Biden, you're an asshole. Well, let's move on.
It's actually owned by one guy, and another guy's an investor, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his company started making more and more money, and he hadn't been able to afford to give his people raises in a while. Some IT company. So this young kid said, I'm going to give, he had like 35 workers or whatever. He gave them all a $15,000 a year raise across the board. Hey, we're making more money. You're making more money.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to get 15 grand extra right now. They were so appreciative. They all took a pool and bought this guy a fucking brand new car. Hey, thanks. You know, he always wanted a fucking Tesla. He's always wanted one. So they bought him one. And it's just like, isn't that how it works? You take care of your employees and they take care of you.
Yes.
I've always been a person that said, if you take care of your employees, they'll work harder for you. And they will. If you like your bosses and they're fair and they're, you know, blah, 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 you will
You'll do a better job, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
And this guy proved that. But in the real, apparently Joe Biden says, nope, this, I'm going to
Well,
put
he was
a halt
too worried
on.
about the economy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take the hit. You know, because regardless of any factors, the president, if the economy tanks, is going to take the hit. And this would have hit the economy pretty hard. They said something like $2 billion a day is what it would have. You know, I'm sure they blew that number out of proportion to scare you,
Right.
and make you on team corporate. But either way, the economy would have taken a hit.
Well, of course it would.
I just don't understand how the government can say, no, you got to work under your old contract. Like, the whole point of unions is that both sides agree on a contract, and,
Right.
and the government's always supported unions and everything else. And they say, fuck you got to work on the old contract. And that means that if you do strike, and they're forcing the contract, if you do strike, then you can get fired.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fucked up. That's slavery, isn't it? When you're forcing people to work.
Well, it is, but
I guess it's
you
a
can
little
always
different.
quit.
But yeah, you could always quit. But I don't know. That's just fucked up. A lot of these guys are lifers. You know, quitting's not really an option at this point in their
You know,
life.
they used to be when I was in my 40s, like a couple years ago. They would, I mean, you would literally see ads in on the internet and in papers or whatever. It said, come be a train conductor. No experience necessary. We'll teach you here. And I saw that for years. So I'm sitting there thinking, man, are they in that bad a shape where they have to go looking for people that don't know what the fuck they're doing?
Does anybody? I mean, it's not like anybody's like, yeah, I drove trains growing
Well, no,
up.
but
Like,
I
everybody
I
that
wouldn't
becomes
want
a
to ride
conductor-
on one from you driving it.
Why? What makes me any different? I'd probably be a pretty good fucking train driver. I've been a driver damn near my whole life, and I have barely any kind of speeding incidents, any kind of tickets, no major accidents. I believe I'd be a hell of a conductor.
You pooped on someone's sandwich. Okay, I'm going to want my life in your hands.
I didn't
You took
poop
it-
on someone's sandwich.
You
dude.
wiped your butt or something. You put poop on something.
Someone else's poop. It was someone else's poop. It wasn't my poop.
You handed it to the man.
Yeah.
You don't have good moral fiber, my friend.
You don't need moral fiber to fucking drive a train.
No, but you need to. Don't you need to know when to how to accelerate, when to brake?
You don't think that you think that someone goes in that job knowing it? Like I said, this
Well,
is
no,
not
but I
something
think-
you can practice growing up. This isn't
I
like
think this
I
is
went
like
to
a Jeff
school
Saturday
for train.
I think you need to be
Just-
on the railway working around trains to know what they do.
Oh, you think
and-
there's a proper move up? Like you
Yeah,
start off
I think that's what
putting
it
the
is.
tracks together, and then you move up to filling
yeah,
up the
I would
engines with
think.
coal and shit.
I would think.
Next thing you know, I don't know.
Well, like there's a big thing in Cincinnati going on right now. That some company came and offered the city of Cincinnati like $13 billion for the railway here, for the whole fucking rail yard. It's like $13 billion, I think, or 1.3 billion, one of those. But it's like the guy was saying, it's kind of like the lottery. It's like, do you want to sell something for all this money, but this something is making you either 30 or 300 million per year and will forever?
Yeah.
Do you want to take this money now and take that big junk, or do you want to fucking, do it that way? And I said, if that was the case, I'd probably just keep making the 300 million every year.
Yeah, what the fuck's that have to do with being a railway conductor?
We're talking about stuff, current events.
I don't give a fuck. Anyways, The fucking
Current events.
That was an awful current event.
That was a great current event. It involves you.
Yeah.
Name your price.
I'd be a fucking great railroad conductor.
Okay, well, this one, I got a good name your price today.
All right.
You get a DUI.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6 months later, you get another one. So you're sitting in court, and a judge says, hey, look, man, it's your second one. You're going to jail for a month.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting 30 days in jail. Okay? As you're sitting there, basically getting sentenced to jail, this guy sitting next to you says, hey, dude, I'm going in for years. Okay? I got a buddy on the outside. I need some stuff brought in, and you're coming in here next week. Basically, it's a hollowed out billiard ball full of heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need you to shove this up your ass and smuggle it in here for me. It's a billiard ball. It's drilled out. It's filled with heroin. Name your price. I need you to shove this thing up your asshole and bring it into jail.
I mean,
it's a billiard ball, and if you're caught, now he said they probably won't check you as well as they would me. That's why I can't do it myself. So I just need a price.
Oof. Here's the thing: is that's one of those ones where I don't know if there's a price. Like I wouldn't do that. That scares me for multiple reasons. Not the heroin, or if you're just asking me to bring stuff. The billiard balls really is what's throwing me off. Billiard balls are too big to be sticking in my ass. I'm scared that how do you even get a billiard ball out of your ass?
Probably just poop it out.
You think it's that easy? Billiard balls are pretty fucking big. I've never had a shit that big. Not that round and everything.
Well, true, but I'm sure there's a way.
That's rough. It's not going to move. Like, shit also moves. It smushes in. So this isn't going to smush in at all. I'm scared of it. Can we change it? Does it have to be a billiard ball? Because I can't get past that. That's going to make my price so high. And if you're just talking about a small dildo full of heroin, then my price lowers.
No, it's a billiard ball.
Yeah, I don't think, there's not a price. I mean, maybe 50 million? That's like a low point.
There's somebody on the outside that's going to really grease you up and ease it in there.
I'm not even, the entrance is going to be awful, but the exit is more what I'm super worried about. I ain't trying to die with a billiard ball full of heroin in my ass.
Basically, when you get in, you'll go into Bubba's cell here. He'll spread your legs, and he'll go in there digging it out.
I don't think it's that easy, dude. Billiard balls are big.
I'm not a doctor.
I've never noticed. I thought you were a doctor this whole fucking time.
No, I'm not a doctor.
God damn, dude. I was even thinking about calling this fucking podcast The Fat Man and the Doctor. And
I've got the knowledge of a doctor.
Okay, well, maybe we'll still do it.
Yeah. I mean, I can fake my way through anything.
All right, next week on The Fat Man and the Doc.
So you don't have a price for this?
Nah, dude, that one's too rough. The billiard ball throws me off. Like I said, I could give you a price that would make sense for something stuck in my ass full of heroin.
But I mean, if it's, first of all, a billiard ball is not going to break in there, and you don't have to worry about ODing like you swallowed a balloon that could burst. This billiard ball ain't bursting.
They're so big to be in a butthole, dude.
I know, but
like, I don't know.
There's dildos much bigger than those going in people's butts. I've seen them.
But they're someone has the outside. You know what I mean? They're not getting put up there and staying up there for a while and then have to be fucking fished out.
All right, what if attached to the billiard ball was a string?
Okay, that changes things.
And the string hangs out of your butt, and basically you just have to
pull it,
tug
and
on
it would
string.
be fucking awful, but it would at least...
Right. Let's say there is a little fucking, plastic thing like you pull when you want your doll to
That
talk.
changes. Now I'm gone from 50 million, which I needed before.
50 million? For a billiard ball up your ass?
Yes.
That's excessive.
I don't care, dude. I'm scared of that. That's a fear. How much money to fucking stick a snake up your ass? It's
the going in part's going to be awful, and it's going to hurt really bad. But I'm $1 million.
1 million?
1 million.
That is not a.
I'm doing 30 days.
You like ass play way
no,
too much.
I don't. But I'm talking. I get out of jail in a month, and I've got $1 million.
If you don't
That's
get
life
caught,
changing.
If you get caught, you're doing a lot more time in jail. And
right.
You know what I mean? $1 million isn't worth doing 10 years in jail. I can tell you that right now. So yeah, the chances and the deal with the actual billiard ball up your butthole. I mean,
it's going to be agonizing.
A pain in itself, obviously.
But I mean, you're asking, hey, do you want to endure a bunch of pain, bad pain, but have $1 million.
Even if you put a rope on it for me, I'm going 10 million.
Really?
Yeah, because just the chances of getting caught. Now I got a rope hanging on my ass. I'm kind of obvious.
But no, but you're only going in for 30 days. They're not going to look at you like a lifer. They're not going to.
I think they inspect everyone the same.
In county jail, you think they make you bend over, spread your cheeks, and cough? I think that's only in prison.
I don't think a lifer's in county jail.
He is at first until he gets assigned to where he's going.
Well, maybe. I don't know how the prison system works. Either way, yeah, I'm wanting at least $10 million for that one.
Well, we see how fucking greedy some people are in this show.
Okay, how much for you to sleep in a bed full of snakes?
Oh, there's no price.
Non-poisonous.
There's no price.
Non-poisonous.
No price. I couldn't.
Exactly. Well, I feel the same way about the
billiard ball. You wouldn't have
a
heart attack and die with a billiard ball in your ass. I would have a heart attack and die the minute I laid in this bed.
You don't know if I'd have a heart attack and died. I could see dude, I remember having a cast on and I couldn't move my hand and it would give me massive panic attacks because I couldn't move my hand. Now, if I had a billiard ball in my ass I couldn't get out.
You got a rope. You got string.
That's still, man. You have to have it in there for a little while, though, is what I'm saying.
It's going to be in there for a good 2 hours.
I got a claustrophobic ass, obviously. Like, I can't handle that. I don't want anything to do with that.
So $10 million is your price.
$10 million is my price.
$1 million is mine. And
all
just
right.
like all those people out there, that when I gave you that $50,000 to suck a dick, I haven't seen that money. Someone said, "Hey, let's start a collection. Go fund me. I'll prove I'm not lying."
Yeah, no one's going to actually give any money to that. It'd be funny if they did, but I mean, I don't think.
Can you imagine if somebody called me and said, "Hey, we've raised the 50 grand.
We've hit the price."
First, I'd be thinking, "Oh my God, I've got to suck a dick." I'd be going, "Oh, I got 50 grand. Oh, I got to suck a dick." It would be so awful.
I still think if we ran into fucking Gay Tom 6 months ago or a year ago, and he still had some money going on, you seen him outside of the place we work, that you could have got 10 grand.
Yeah, but 10's not enough.
What do you mean?
I want 50.
I thought your price was 10.
No, it's 50.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No. It was, how much is it taking the ass?
It was, I think, more or less. I don't remember. I think it might have been less.
I think it was 50 for the ass and 10 for the head.
Yeah, I thought 10 was the head. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I said they'd be the same price.
I mean, what a dilemma that would be if someone came up with the money. It'd be like handing a Jewish guy a free ham. You know what I mean?
Calm down, Kanye. All right. Anyways, hold the fucking Jew jokes, ye.
Come on, that was funny.
Chris loves Hitler.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a fuck you and then sign off for the week. Chris got to go to his local white nationalist party, and I got to get ready for work. So you got a fuck you?
I do.
All right, get for it.
My fuck you is a hometown. I'm saying fuck you to Harry Guy.
Fuck you, Harry Guy.
And I like Harry Guy a lot. Like I said, I enjoy more ripping on him, but I like the guy. But fuck you. I don't think Harry Guy knows that much about football where he's on the top of that pick'em list every fucking week.
Yeah.
This guy is dominating this league.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really so far ahead of everybody else. And it's like this past week, I had a shit garbage week. Yours was only one better than mine because all these fucking upsets.
I've sucked the whole year.
And I look at Harry Guy and he's way the fuck up there. How the fuck is he doing this? Even if he knows football, he probably knows football like we know football.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he picking 11 right this week?
You know, I will say I am doing awful this year at football in general as far as all the fucking nerd shit we do. Is these different pools and fantasy football.
Yeah.
I mean, my fantasy football is third place, but they suck. I'm a lucky third place. I should be last place or damn close to it. I've been doing awful this year, and I'm wondering if it's because I'm not really watching games outside of the Bengals. I watched the Bengals game full, and then I really don't watch another full game.
Really? See, I watch every game.
I used to, but this year I've been, me and Kane have been doing the DoorDash thing, and he fucking loves it, so I can't take it away from him. And I'll put the red zone on in the car as we're driving around and stuff, so I'm listening to it, but I can't pay that much attention. I'm fucking driving and working and doing, and the kids in the car talking to me and everything else.
Yeah.
So I just haven't paid the same amount of attention to it as I have in the past. I still read about it constantly and stuff. So maybe that's why I'm not doing as good, but this is the worst year I've ever had picking against the spread. I'm so glad I didn't put any money in my account this year, and I'm just doing it through the pool.
Yeah.
But next year I plan on putting money in the account with Ohio becoming legal and everything.
Yeah, of course you do.
I'm not feeling good going into next year after this horrible start.
I guess my fuck you is kind of out of a jealousy thing.
No, it is.
I mean, he's kicking ass.
The funny thing,
I'm not.
You can take solace in this. and I was talking to Marchetti and Shane last night about this. Now, Harry guy's fucking killing it, and the thing we're doing, but he only bets himself like 1 or 2 games a week, and he always misses those apparently.
Does he really?
Because they're constantly making fun of that because he'll nail 10 of them on the app or on our contest,
and he'll bet,
and then he'll bet 1 or 2 and never fucking hit them. Like the ones he really believes in, he's always wrong about.
I do take solace in that.
yeah, I do kind of like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Whereas like Hudson is pretty lucky usually. The ones he actually picks, he seems to do pretty good each week.
Yeah,
but
and we all have our off weeks.
And he's mediocre on the pick'em thing. Well, he's what? He's like in 2nd or 3rd place. I guess he's not mediocre.
I think Danny's in 2nd, isn't he?
No, Danny lost it. Danny's balls got taken away, and then he just really started to suck picking football too. So,
but Harry guy's owning this league.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting here going, it's probably, like I said, out of jealousy. But you don't know more about football than anyone else. I mean, what the fuck?
I couldn't see him playing. I mean, I played football for 10 years.
He was the fucking guy who ran water out.
I get it was little league and middle school and stuff like that, but still, like you're playing the game, you know it a lot more than someone I think that never played the game.
He ran the water on the field, and here's a towel.
I'm fucking an expert at Madden, shit like that. Maybe that's where it is. It's probably all video game shit.
He was a manager at best.
I also think maybe he's that guy that just scours the internet and finds the best handicapper and just follows all their bets.
He might.
Because that's definitely a thing. And I've done that in the past with college football. I'll find the ones I like.
A lot of them do pretty well.
A lot of them do. A lot of them don't. And that's another funny thing. Like I go to the athletics website. That's my go-to for sports. And they're pick'em guy every week. He's fucking.
Well, I'm convinced every one of these betting apps has a guy who goes on there and gives lousy predictions.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think they definitely do.
Great move, actually.
And then they spend money to get real high at the top of the Google search. And hey, I'll go with this one. It's at the top. You know what I mean?
I think Booger McFarland's their guy. Fucking idiot. All right, my fuck you is the soccer fans. Go away. I'm already sick of you. We're what, 2 weeks into the World Cup?
Yeah.
I do not give a fuck. I was the biggest Iran fan the other day. I was really hoping Iran would pull through because I want America.
It's your own country, though.
It's soccer, dude.
Yeah, but root for your own country, no matter what it is.
No. If it's a bukkake contest, I don't care. Like it's soccer. It's something I don't care about. I want to not hear about it.
I only care about Guadalajara.
If America loses, then I don't have to hear about it as much. Then you only got the hardcore soccer nerds. And I don't mind the hardcore soccer nerds because they're really, you're a big Guadalajara fan.
I'm a big Guadalajara guy. It's my club team.
You can't see that on the screen.
It's my club team.
Dude, you have a camera. How do you not know how to operate it?
Here we go.
Jesus Christ, you're old.
No, I'm not. Guadalajara, that's my club.
Yeah, he's a big Guadalajara club fan. But no, soccer fans in general, fuck soccer fans. I don't want to hear about it anymore. No one gives a shit about your stupid World Cup. And I really hate Johnny-come-lately soccer fans where you've never heard these fuckers talk about soccer in their life and all of a sudden they're experts.
Did you see Ecuador the other day?
Yeah, exactly.
Shut
the fuck up. No one cares about soccer. It's a European sport. It's a Brazilian sport. South America. Everywhere but here in, Canada. I don't think there's much soccer going on in Canada. That's a hockey town.
Hockey and skiing.
What is hockey? They took soccer and they made it cooler. All right. So if we had a hockey World Cup and everyone's into that, even though I'm not a big hockey fan per se, I could see getting into that because at least it's a little bit cooler of a sport. And who doesn't want to beat up an Iranian,
I think by far hockey players, baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude.
I mean, these guys are getting fucking beat up every fucking day.
Buddy.
None of them have teeth, dude.
Dude, MMA fighters exist.
I realize that.
They're tougher than hockey players.
No, I'm going with hockey player.
Dude, come on. Every time a hockey player has ever became an MMA fighter, they've got their ass kicked.
I'm not saying that an MMA fighter couldn't take a hockey player down.
Yes, tougher.
But I'm saying that let's say take someone like fucking Habib.
Yeah.
Put him in front of a goal and fire some pucks at his fucking head.
Well, it's a different sport. You're saying tough.
Tough.
Yeah, they're good at fucking stopping goals. It doesn't mean they're tough.
They're taking sticks to the fucking face and keep going. I mean, these guys are bad motherfuckers.
These guys are taking kicks to the face. Come on, dude.
I'm going tougher.
Hockey
players.
You're fucking.
I'm going hockey players.
All right, so what do we learn today? Chris is an idiot and he loves Hitler. That's all we got this week. Until next week, go fuck yourself.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share.
Fuck off. Fuck off.